So if you're thinking about living in beautiful Irvine, California, you must be wondering, what is it really like to live in Irvine? Well, let's just show you right now. So here we are in Irvine, and where did we pick but a park? Because we like to call Irvine the land of 10,000 parks. So that's one aspect of Irvine that, really stands out to people, is that there are tons and tons of parks. And we're not just going to talk about parks in this video. We're going to talk about everything that you need to know, cost of living, cost of homes, schools, crime and safety, all of that kind of stuff. Weather, that's a big one. But just to give you like the general ambiance, and we'll show you some B-roll here too as well, but there's people all around us in the park, like.
Yes, Irvine, again, like everywhere because it's a master plan, it's really one of those first real master plan cities in the country, maybe even the world, I don't really know. But the thing is, it's like, this is one of those really big trailblazers when it comes to master plan cities. And the thing is that what you notice is that everywhere you think there should be a park right around here or there. There is, inevitably. Like, they did a good job of making it where it wasn't too far. Like, when we used to live out here, it was there's a park like 50 feet away, and there's another park about 150 feet away. I mean, it was like one of those crazy things where parks are just all around. Obviously, there's different sizes, of course, and they have different amenities. Like, some of them have pools, some have tennis courts, some of them have playgrounds. But you kind of have a little bit of everything kind of going. And so but you can have a park that kind of checks off all the boxes within a very short proximity, like a short bike ride or a short walk even.
Yeah, we used to live about a mile around, not even a mile, probably a half a mile from here. And I would always be like, well, am I going to come here with my kids?
Or Briarwood.
Or a different park, or there was one that was literally right next to our house. So yeah, that's kind of just how it is.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because Irvine's a funny place, right? Because this is suburbia, right? This was kind of built as suburbia, but it kind of, over time, kind of grew into its own, like, pretty good sized city. Like, where it has all the various amenities. So it's not just a bunch of suburban type homes, right? Like 2-story homes, what you think of suburbia. But you have legitimately tons of retail options, like there's tons of commercial options, tons of office, like work options. You have a major university here. You have a lot of stuff that's right here. It's all very self-contained.
Yeah.
And it's kind of amazing that kind of what started off as, again, a very master plan, kind of thing.
Suburb. It was it was originally a suburb of Los Angeles, and now it's its own economic powerhouse.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I mean, it's amazing. Like like as far as like pound for pound, Irvine's crazy as far as like, again, for like a population of roughly 300,000 people, the fact that you have a top tier university, like University of California, Irvine is, I think, 34th ranked in the country, both public and private. So you have a major university, John Wayne Airport, which is a regional airport, but it's like, again, it's, I don't think Irvine actually technically, I think it's actually part of Santa Ana technically, but it's like, I mean, it's right on the border right there. So you have a pretty major regional airport right here. And then on top of that, you have a huge headquarter hub in the Irvine Spectrum. Irvine Spectrum also is a huge shopping hub. I mean, you have other shopping hubs throughout. It's kind of crazy how many things that Irvine has going for it, again, for what it started off as, and for as small of a city as it is.
Yeah, people talk about Orange County, Irvine is in Orange County, and then you're in the orange bubble. Like, once you're in Orange County, you don't want to leave. And I would say Irvine has its own bubble, because it's so convenient. If you work here, you really don't need to leave. Like,
it is kind of crazy, actually. Like, it's like, it reminds me of that. Courtney used to watch Sex and the City way back when, and there was an episode where a guy didn't leave Manhattan in like a decade. And of course, Manhattan has like 8 million people on at any one given time, but Irvine has about 300,000. And it's funny because you really don't have to leave here. It is all right here. Again, most importantly, they do have a Costco right here too. So before we continue, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Dezad.
And I'm Courtney Dezad, and we are licensed real estate agents here in the beautiful state of California.
And if you're watching this weather and you're like, Sean, I love the perpetual spring and fall. I love this beautiful weather. I can't wait to move it here now. The problem is I'm not local. I may be out of state. I may be even out of the country. So I don't know what to do. And I totally get that. That's when to reach out to us, because you have someone always available for you to do those virtual tours of not just the properties, but the neighborhoods, as well as take you out on to view these different properties when you are out here. But we want to make sure the time is spent super efficiently, so that way we want to have a call with you, really get an understanding of what you're looking for to find that perfect home for you. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country. So now let's get in some other aspects. So let's talk about cost of living. So, Irvine, maybe the reason why you've Googled it is because you've seen it. It's been on many, many lists of the best places to live in the entire United States. and it comes with a price. Like,
yes, it's actually honestly what's kind of amazing is that when I used to go to University of California, you know, we met at UC Irvine. So the funny thing is that when I first went there, Irvine was pretty obscure. Like people didn't really know much about Irvine. So of course this is dating me. You know, like this is only 5 years ago, right? So, but the thing is that it's kind of funny. You're going, wow, from then to now, like we were in Europe and we were like, you know, that people asked where we're from. We said, you know, Orange County, and they're like, I don't know where that is. I mean, I've been to Irvine before. Is it like close to there? And we're going, Irvine's actually in Orange County. Irvine has become like such a powerhouse from that perspective. But with that comes a price. That's the thing. Like, so right now, Irvine's median price point for a single family residence, I think is around $1.9 million, give or take. And so people are actually kind of legitimately surprised by how expensive it is here.
Yeah, compared to other cities like around it.
Especially when you consider that's not a coastal city, right? So it's not a coastal city in and of itself. And a lot of homes are very much tract homes. So you're going, how in the world is that expensive? One, you have homes that are actually kind of closer to the coast, which obviously bumps up the price tremendously because they get a lot of that Newport Beach feel because they're right across the 73 freeway from Newport Coast legitimately.
Yeah, that's in some parts of Irvine, not in the part that we're in right now.
Yeah, so when you go like, you know, let's say the coastal side of the 405 freeway, you know, the weather's beautiful, like you might have homes with views, like some big homes like Shady Canyon type stuff. Like for Shady Canyon, you have these homes on like large lots. So you have like more expensive homes from that perspective. Also, you have some new construction like Altair and all that stuff too. That's actually like really nice. The Great Park is a new construction area. So there's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, in your general run-of-the-mill home is not going to run you not 1.9 million, but it is still surprising for a lot of people by how expensive that it is. But again, you know, when you have the notoriety that Irvine has, when you have all the attributes that it has, it makes more and more sense for sure.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when someone inevitably calls, like, you know, because again, we do a lot of videos about Irvine because that's what the people want, right? So people, you know, viewers want to hear more about Irvine. But nice thing about Orange County, especially the cities that kind of like neighbor Irvine, you get a lot of the great attributes of Irvine without having to necessarily pay for the super high prices of Irvine. And that's why I don't just sell in Irvine by any stretch of the imagination. That's why we know when you reach out to me and we have this conversation about what you're looking for, we can kind of go, okay, Irvine's a great option, but I will also add certain other cities that I think, you know, based off of what we're talking about, may check off, you know, the boxes for you too by giving you more options. That's what I want to give you at the end of the day. We may find out that Irvine is the only place that really makes sense, but we may find out that some of these other cities right next door to Irvine are actually even better options for you.
So another aspect in terms of your day-to-day living, if you do have a family, you may be wondering what are the schools like. And so that's another reason why people know about Irvine, right? Because the Irvine Unified School District, its reputation precedes itself. It's very, very highly ranked. It's always on lists. You know, the best school district in Orange County, one of the best school districts in the United States. You know, it has all of these awards and accolades, and it's constantly on these lists. So that's another reason why people are willing to pay the money that they pay to get into Irvine, because they want to be part of that school district.
Yeah, like according to niche.com, Orange County itself has like a ton of great school districts, so that's great options, right? And within that, actually, it seems like it's always Irvine and Laguna Beach that that kind of vie for number 1 or 2. The thing is, Irvine's like 10 times the size of Laguna's school district size, as far as the population count of the students. The thing is that, but Irvine, I think this last year was ranked number 1. Again, you have so many options here. Now, I will say it's not all unicorns and roses and sunshine and lollipops type things. Like the problem is that for some people it's a little too competitive. Like the whole keeping up with the Joneses kind of thing, where if you have a aspiring student like that could get sucked into a huge degree of competition to kind of vie for these academic achievements and stuff like that. Because again, the students here, they take their education very, very seriously. And again, sometimes it's a little too competitive, some parents find, where they want their kids to have a little bit more balanced lifestyle for their kids. So we've had people that actually have moved out of other areas to move to Irvine because they want that. And then we've had people, like I've worked with people that moved out of Irvine and move their kids into other school districts because they thought that was a little too competitive. So it's one of those things where you want to kind of take that into account. You know, like if you want that, great. But the thing is that if you feel like it might be a little bit too competitive, there's certainly a ton of other options that are right next to Irvine as well.
Yeah, and I would say it's not just how competitive it is with just moms that I know that have their kids in the Irvine Unified School District. It's a lot more homework too, a lot more big projects. Like it's insane to me because our kids don't go in this school district, you know, I'm very happy with my kids, how they're coming along, and I'm just like, wow, that's a lot of homework. I have a degree from an Ivy League institution, like.
Oh, look at her. Humble brag, humble brag.
No, but I'm just saying, like, education is important to me, but to me, it's like, it's up to a point, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of those things where, again, yeah, because our kids actually do very well in schools. It's the thing is that we want to make sure that doing the other extracurricular activities and having, again, for us personally, a more well-balanced life. Not to say that you can't find that here, it's just that it's very easy to get sucked into it.
Yeah. So another aspect people wonder about is crime and safety, and I honestly can't even remember now because we've been doing this channel for so long. Like, is it
18?
Oh, 18. Okay. Okay. So the safest city in America, 18 years and counting, of a population of 250,000.
But who really gave it that
or greater
that
by
claim?
the FBI, by the FBI.
Oh, them.
So here, just to give you, like, obviously, you know, everyone's idea of what safety is completely different. All we can do is show you the statistics, you know, tell you to go whatever neighborhood you're interested in at nighttime. I mean, I'll just give you an anecdote. When we lived in Irvine, I would run at night by myself, which I would never do anywhere else, and I felt totally fine. And actually, one time my best friend was here, and she was like, why is Courtney running by herself at night? And she was like, oh yeah, it's Irvine. She's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, and again, this is very much a subjective thing, right? So this is the thing. We always, like, whenever someone asks me, is a place, you know, how's it safety or is it safe or not? I have to be very careful about that because it's so subjective. I can't, you know, the thing is what I might think is safe and what you might think is safe is totally different things. That's why I always recommend, okay, if we're kind of zeroing in on a home in a particular neighborhood, I'm going, okay, you know what, you should check out that area different times of the day and even in the evening to kind of get a feel of how that feels for you. And obviously, feel free to look up any resource that you want to kind of see if it's checking off the boxes from that perspective too, because really, crime can happen anywhere. Everyone's got different tolerance to these kind of things. And so it's best that you make that decision on your own, for sure. But having said that, when the FBI, you know, they put out these rankings for a reason, and the fact that Irvine's ranked that highly for 18 years in a row is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a friend that works in the city of Irvine, and they take it very seriously. Like, the people that work for the city, at least from, you know, my anecdotal experience, like, they're very proud of Irvine, and they, you know, they take it seriously, the sort of the reputation that it has, and they want to keep it that way, so.
For sure.
So another key element of living in Irvine is Irvine's location. So location of Irvine is unique in many ways. First of all, it is the geographic center of Orange County, so that's one reason why people love it and they will pay the big bucks to be here. Another reason is that in terms of its location, it is also the economic center of Orange County. It has the most jobs in all of Orange County out of all the cities, so it's the economic center of Orange County. Another thing about its location is, you know, the major freeways run through the 405 and the 5. They meet at the center of Irvine and where the Irvine Spectrum is, and
we should actually say the 405 and 5 freeways. Just so for those that don't know, they're the two major freeways in Southern California. So the 5 freeway really runs from like San Diego all the way to Canada. Like, you know, so from Mexico to Canada, like the 5 freeway runs all the way through, you know, north to south or south to north, whatever way. But then also you have the 405 freeway, which branches off from the 5 freeway right at the Irvine Spectrum. So that's the 405 freeway is another huge freeway. So these are two freeways that are like go right through Irvine. So it's just nice that you have that option. So you can go anywhere you need to go to in Southern California pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's very convenient in terms of location. And then it's got great shopping as well. We kind of touched on that before. So it has the Irvine Spectrum. That's like a big seat of entertainment for South County. So, you know, south of Irvine, people come to go to Irvine Spectrum.
And it's a huge mall. Yeah. I mean, it's an outdoor mall. It is massive. We saw that grow, like we saw it when it was first built. And then we saw, you know, like they had several phases, and it's a massive, massive mall, honestly, with anything that you really would want to shop for.
Yeah. So then you may want to know, what's it like, you know, the weather. That may be a reason why you've decided to Google it, because
look somewhere else.
We actually just filmed a video about the weather specifically in Irvine, because here we are in winter. Sky has a little bit of cloud in it. Actually, it's burned off a little bit. Blue skies. Sean's wearing a t-shirt. I'm in a, you know, kind of like a longer sleeve t-shirt. The best weather you could possibly have in the entire world.
Yeah, now if we're being real about this, like I would say when you come here, you will understand.
Yeah.
Again, for 99% of the population of the world, like
99.99.
Yeah, it's like perfect weather. But as you get here, you become a little bit more of a wimp about it. And so what you'll actually, I would say that if you're wanting the best weather that Irvine has to offer, you want to go coastal side of the 405 freeway, realistically speaking. That's where you just get the sea breeze. You get like, again, it's just that cooler temperature, like it's a more temperate temperature, I should say. But then as you go to the flatlands, it can get hot here, of course. So we're in the flat, we call it the flatlands. We're in Northwood Village area of Irvine, and the thing is that in the summer you'll definitely have some warmer days for sure. Like you'll crack triple digits on occasion, but again, it's still fantastic weather.
Yeah.
And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.